Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children 18 plus. You are tuned in to the Loan Officer Podcast with me, Dustin Owen, and my main man,
JC.
John Coleman.
Yo, what's poppin'?
Coming off of that banger with Eric Putt, man, we have a lot of energy that we have to bring today, John.
I'm going to build me a custom home with a CP.
Yeah, if y'all didn't check out that episode and you are either a home buyer, a realtor, or a mortgage loan originator, or anyone who's just interested on how you can actually finance renovating a dilapidated house or building your own custom home, that episode was fire. So kudos to Eric Putt.
Shout out Putt.
Yeah, can't wait to have him on as a TLOP exclusive. It's going to be a webinar/Zoom meeting that we do for the premium members of the loanofficerpodcast.com or tloponline.com, your branch manager in a box. So that was exciting. That was a good time. And if you're tuning in to today's episode, the one that we're getting ready to, that you're listening to, that we're recording,
Yeah.
that means today is Tuesday, September 12th.
Oh, shit.
Y'all need to know that JC and I are going to be in Orlando, Florida at the National Association of Minority Mortgage Bankers of America,
Also affectionately known as Namba.
affectionately known as NAMBA, their annual conference. It's called Connect. JC and I are going to be down there from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 14th, and all day on the 15th.
Okay.
Where on the 15th, that's a Friday, we're going to be recording not one but two episodes. And at least one of those episodes is going to be in front of a live
studio audience. Someone's going to get gacked.
Where y'all are going to make that day's topics with the questions that you ask.
So if the episode's garbage, it's your fault.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting. And the conference itself, it's the 14th, 15th, and 16th. There are still tickets available. So go to our website, click the link, register.
Yeah.
Come hang out, learn. They have phenomenal speakers like Dave Stevens, who is like the one guy I look up to the most in the mortgage banking community. He is going to be speaking. Rob Chrisman is going to be speaking. They have people flying in from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, HUD. Like, this is a national conference where you will be able to network with your peers, network with people within the industry, people you want to either be more like, people you want to learn from, or even people that you want to end up building some kind of a business relationship because it's going to help you further your career or help you serve your clients. So, phenomenal event. It's basically 2 days away if you're listening to today's episode on release date, which this release date is Tuesday, September 12th. Now, John, today's episode, I want to give a shout out just first and foremost because the inspiration's coming from a new friend of ours.
Okay.
Yep, Luke Shankula with Loans on Demand, which, by the way, I heard it's a pretty decent podcast for mortgage loan originators.
Okay.
The Loans on Demand podcast. Maybe once about a year ago, yours truly had the opportunity to be a guest on said podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, but Luke's one of the newest friends of TLOP.
Okay.
Okay, I was able to actually do a 1 hour Ask Me Anything LO coaching for some of the loan officers within Luke's community. It was phenomenal.
I bet.
Like, I had a blast, brought the noise, tons of value. And what I like about Luke is he's an ex-LO. He now serves the mortgage broker and the mortgage loan origination communities. He helps loan officers build and grow their business through more of a consumer direct lead acquisition business model. So, John, if you are a mortgage broker or you're a mortgage banker, an LO, whatever you want to call us, mortgage advisor, that works too. If you are one of them and you wanted to, on your own, go out and try to procure your own home buying leads, your own mortgage leads, maybe because you then wanted to leverage that lead to build relationships with local realtors in your marketplace, and you didn't know where to start, I would tell you to look at Loans on Demand. I would tell you to look Luke's way. Last name is Shankula. He's out in San Diego, California. Check him out, right? Because that's what he and his team do. They support mortgage loan originators, mortgage brokers. They support them on more of a B2C, business to consumer, versus B2B, which is loan officers calling on realtors.
Okay.
So Luke is going to be the inspiration for today's episode.
Word, I have no idea what this is going to be about, so I'm just going to sit back and be entertained.
Okay. Well, first and foremost,
Ask me a question.
if you're a loan officer, here's what's really cool about Luke. Not only did Luke inspire today's episode, but after you and I record this, tomorrow I'm doing LO sales training for all of the TLOP premium members.
Yep.
Right? One of the biggest values that a premium membership at TLOP Online comes with is 2 monthly live sales trainings with me.
Yep.
Right? I come 30 minutes prepared and then 30 minutes pure Q&A.
Yep.
Like, look, ask me anything. I've been a rookie LO. I've been a producing branch manager. I've been a top producer. I'm still in production. I'm a CMB. I know a thing or two about this industry and what it takes to succeed. You get me 30 minutes, ask me anything. So for $149 a month, or for me, the best value is paying annually. The Premium Plus membership that comes with the Knowledge Coop Plus additional included membership. It comes with the CE. It comes with over $5,000 of discounts. Like, y'all need to go Premium Plus. That's only $14.95 for the entire year. And think about that. For $14.95 for the entire year, you're going to get 24 calls with me. Now, they're not individual calls. They're group calls. But nonetheless, you're getting mortgage coaching plus all the training videos that John and I are producing. And by the way, we're adding more every month. Plus the marketing ideas. Plus the community.
Slow down.
I think so many people forget, like, when you join coaching or training or even networking groups, you're also paying to be part of that community.
Yeah.
Because that community thrives and grows with each other. They support each other. So I'm doing one of my calls tomorrow for those Premium Plus and Premium members only. And Luke is actually my inspiration for one of the 3 pre-prepared topics I'm going to cover, which is this. Should you buy leads?
It depends.
Ooh, there you go, Danielle Anderson.
I know she commented on the YouTube.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah, I was surprised. Shout out, Danielle. I see you, girl.
Yeah, so it depends. It's a big question that we get all the time.
If I were new and I had no idea what I was doing, I'd probably buy me some leads.
Yep, and here's what I'm going to tell you. It 100% depends. And the world according to Dustin Owen. We call it the world according to DO. Please fact check me. Feel free to offer rebuttals.
Yeah.
If you're going to offer rebuttal, please back that up with some kind of a success claim or data to substantiate your argument.
Yeah.
Right? Not just because it sounds good and it feels good saying it.
Yeah.
All right? I would tell you that until you have figured out how to generate 20 to 30 leads a month on your own, which would generate 3 to 4 closings a month on your own, do not spend your money on lead gen. Do not. There is a higher and a better use of your time and your money, because working colder leads, which that's what these leads are, they are colder leads. There's no better lead than when a past client refers you, their neighbor or their friend. There's no better lead than when someone from your circle of influence reaches out to you because they already trust you and they know that you have their back. There's no better lead than when a realtor says, hey, call John. John's really good at what he does. He's local. I trust him. That's the best lead you can get. That's the highest conversion ratio. When someone doesn't know who you are, the first thing you have to do is you have to overcome the fact that they don't trust you, the fact that they don't know you, the fact they weren't referred to you. And then you have to then overcome the fact that they're going to want to commoditize what you do for a living because you're a stranger to them. This is a transaction. You have to flip it to a relationship, and that's way harder to do. So working leads that you purchased is just that, work. You have to have systems. You have to have processes. You need to be dialed in, I dotted, T crossed. So that's time that you have to build those systems. That's time that you have to put into working all of the follow-up and learning the techniques. It's also different scripting that you use. So a script that you would use to call on a realtor, the script you would use to convert a warm lead is a way different script that you would use. So that's why I'm very passionate when I tell people, until you're procuring or generating 20 to 30 leads on your own, closing 3 to 4 transactions a month, no, don't spend your money. Don't spend your time. It is way harder than what you would think. And I would ask you this, John, like if it was as easy as spending $2 or $3 grand a month, then everyone would do it, right?
You would think.
I mean, who couldn't find $2 or $3 grand a month, even if it was a cash advance on a credit card at 24%?
Yeah.
If it meant I was going to close 2 or 3 loans,
Right.
oh yeah, I'll spend money like that. And I would too. But it's not that easy. Again, you need software, you need systems, you need processes, you need the right scripts, the right copy, the right cadence.
Is that a trap for like newer loan officers? Do you find newer loan officers like right out the gate, once they get licensed, they just start buying leads and then kind of figure it out as they go?
I think it's a trap for anybody who doesn't want to go out there and do what's tried and true and work hard. I think as a society, we always want that pill we can take. That's going to make us 60 pounds lighter.
Skip the line.
Yes. Like, oh no, I don't need to actually eat healthy. That takes discipline.
So there's like senior loan officers that also buy leads a lot too and try to work?
Look, I'm not here to bash buying leads. I'm going to talk to you about how I like that strategy and where I think it works. But yes, I think a trap for a newer, younger originator is they think that, oh, I can just go spend money and voila, leads are going to fall in my lap. Realtors are probably even more prone to fall victim to, oh no, I'll just go spend $2,000 or $3,000 a month at Zillow and I'll get at least 1 or 2 home buyers or 1 or 2 listings. Maybe. It depends. Are you going to work the leads? What system? What CRM? What type of copy? By copy, I mean the words that you use to elicit a response, because it takes all of that. So if you're a younger, newer realtor or a younger, newer loan officer, and I'm like, you kind of don't know what you're doing, and now you're going to be asked to build systems and processes and write scripts and work this while also spending money, I would tell you, wouldn't it be better to spend that time going to a networking function, hosting a lunch and learn, going to an open house, getting belly to belly and face to face with 60, 80, 90 realtors, spending 30 minutes a day intentionally online networking, expanding your network, liking, commenting, sending DMs, connecting with people in your community, marketing to your friends and family. I call that your wedding list or your holiday card list. Like, that's free for the most part, and it takes the same amount of time that it would take learning how to work leads that you pay for with money that you probably don't have. And then more importantly, when you build that foundation, that'll feed you for eternity. You do it one time, spend 6 to 9 months hardcore building out your foundational referral network, putting together basic systems and processes and disciplines and habits. That'll feed you for a lifetime. Now, if you get to a point to where, hey, I'm consistently closing 3-4 loans a month, $1 million, $1.5 million in volume, I'm making $10,000 to $15,000 a month, and I would like to add to it, let's talk about calling our buddy Luke over at Loans on Demand. Let's talk about what we could do and then how to effectively do it and what it really entails. And I kind of liken running my LO business or my real estate business, heck, even my real estate investment business, all very similar, right? To the analogy I like to use is one that I would use if I was giving my little sister, if I had one, basic financial literacy lesson, which is like, look, the first place you start is stop relying on credit cards to live your lifestyle. The second place you start is you need to establish 6 months reserves. Once you've established 6 months reserves, now you can start saving money for retirement, 401k, IRA. Once you've established that you're really good at not using credit cards to sustain your lifestyle, you have 6 months reserves, you're contributing to your 401k, you have an IRA, and you still have money left over. Now we can talk about going to the stock market. Now we can talk about buying real estate for an investment purpose. Now we can talk about Bitcoin or other types of that type of cryptocurrency. Now we can talk about all the other investment strategies. But first you have to dominate the basics. Same thing for loan officers, realtors, real estate investors. Let's dominate the basics first, and then we can deploy these other tactics. These other tactics is that diversification. Mm-hmm. It is the, okay, cool. I have a database of referral sources. I have a CRM that's allowing me to market to those people, and I'm pretty consistent at doing so. I'm generating 20 to 30 leads on my own a month. I have a way to nurture those leads with some kind of a prospect drip marketing campaign. I have my own systems for following up with the leads, and they're generating 3, 4, 5 closings a month. I want to diversify. Woo, let's do it. Let's diversify. So then if you were to buy leads, I'm going to tell you, you could try to do it on your own. Good luck. Why? That's not what you do for a living. Like, what you do for a living is not running a ad agency, a online marketing lead generation agency. No, there are several out there that are reputable, that have good results, that can do it for you and also coach you through it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell you, you go do that. And then here's where I think we're really going to hammer home the benefit. And this is based on my experiences, right? This is based on my experiences because I have done this.
You've bought leads before?
Oh, yes, I have. Various genres of leads. Zillow leads. I've done the co-branded marketing, whether it's Boomtown, whether it was Realtor.com, Zillow co-branded versus Zillow me as an LO. Mm-hmm. And yes, I've partnered with a company back in the day that ran ads on Facebook and try to push those ads into a certain CRM. I learned what a double-click call was. Do you know what a double-click call is, John?
I do not. Tell me.
Cool. Lead comes into my system. It pops up on my phone as a text. I call them instantaneously. It's a game of speed. If that person doesn't pick up, cool. I don't leave a voicemail. I hang up. I call them right back. That's called a double-click call. So I'm calling. They don't pick up. I don't move on. I hang up. Maybe I wait 5 minutes. I call right back from the same number. But then I have to have a CRM that's going to send them a text. That's going to send them an email. It all needs to be happening behind the scenes. Then I need to have a CRM that is going to leave voicemails, text, and emails to these people until they respond. When they respond, then I have to jump back in as the human and get on the phone with them. So yes, I have vast experience throughout my 20 years of attempting or even having some mild success implementing this into what I do. Now, I chose not to do it going forward. And here's my reason why. I realized at the time I was spending about $3,000 a month plus about 10 hours a week, right? 10 hours a week, either me or a member of my team had to work these leads.
Now, forgive me because I've never bought leads, so I'm going way back to the basics. Like you have a system, you get a lead. Does that mean like it comes in an Excel spreadsheet and has a name, a fake address, like a fake email address,
you get
and like
those.
a description? Okay.
Well, yeah, and it's not in via Excel. It's typically emailed to you.
Okay, so it's email.
Right, like you'll get an email alert. It'll get dropped into whatever CRM that you're using. The CRM will know once the lead gets dropped in to deploy the campaign.
Gotcha.
And then there's something you as the human have to do, especially the minute the lead comes across. But then day 2, day 3, day 7, day 17, day 37, you let the system work it because it's a cold lead.
Gotcha.
Okay. But no, what I learned and why I don't do it going forward currently is that for the money I was spending and the time I was spending, I found that there was other things that were better uses of my time and money. I would rather host a quarterly past client event because I have over 2,000 past clients. And for $1,500, I could host an event where I invited all 3,000 of those people, and I would have about 30 or 40 show up. So I got a massive bang for inviting 3,000 or 2,000. Only 30 or 40 showed up, and it was 4 hours out of my time. A total of 10 hours out of my week's time, out of my team's time to actually plan, get the emails deployed, and then go to the event and execute. I found that I'm really good at teaching lunch and learns, like really good at it. Why not do more of that? That's cheaper, and it takes the same amount of time, but I'm getting in front of a realtor, new realtors as well as existing realtors, as well as reconnect realtors I've met along the way, but we still don't work together. It's my way to reconnect with them. And then as I reconnect with them, that realtor isn't just good for 2 closings this year, but 2 closings next year and maybe 3 the year after. So I spent my time and money on more lunch and learns. I spent my time and money on more client events. I spent my time and money possibly on another team member. Hey, if I had another team member, that team member could do X, Y, and Z, schedule appointments for me, schedule past client follow-up loan consultations, So that was my rationale. If someone's thinking about purchasing leads, that's the one thing I'd ask them to do. Like, hey, whether it's $500, $1,000, or $1,500, could you use that money and that time elsewhere? Like, how many coffee appointments is that? How many lunch and learns is that? How many times could you go sponsor breakfast at the local EXP office with that type of money? And then what type of time? And then what's your bang for your buck? Could you go out and hire a coach to teach you the fundamentals? And could that $1,500 be better spent with a coaching system that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to teach you what to do, how to do it, as well as give you the resources to track and follow? Again, to each is their own. For some people, this is their way of life. For other people, they tried it, it worked, but they found other things to do. That's where I kind of put myself probably more in that box. But a buddy of mine up in Charlottesville, Virginia, Andy Zeman, Andy loves it. Like, it's part of his
Sales DNA?
yeah, maybe it's part of his sales DNA. Yeah, it's part of his sales DNA. It's not all of his business. It's a portion of his business. Maybe it's 2 to 3 loans and he's closing 15, but it's still 20 to 25% of his business. And he swears by it. He lives it. He breathes it, and he promotes it. So, if you're going to do this, this is where I was trying to go to earlier. If you're going to do it, please know, based on my experience and the experiences of top producers, like I just mentioned,
Yeah.
when you're spending the money to generate the lead, your goal should be to close enough leads that the ad spend pays for itself at a minimum, right? Like, at a minimum, but here's the rub. Here's where you gain massive value. You need to find a way to get these potential home buyers on the phone with you in a non-threatening way, where you're not pushing to pull their credit and ask them their social and their date of birth and get their pay stubs and their W-2s and sell them some product at some rate. No, get them on the phone. Ask them basic questions about where they are in the home buying journey, the home buying process. Your goal for spending this money is now you have potential home buyers to refer to local realtors. You're now leveraging your ad spend, and you're leveraging these human beings who have a voice, have an email address, have a phone number, have a name, and you're getting them over to the realtors sooner than later. Sometimes not even pre-approved. Hey, realtor, just want to let you know that I generated a lead. They're very interested in buying a house. I haven't pushed them for a pre-approval just yet. I'd love for them to talk to you first. Let them allow you to get them excited about buying a house, and then you can stress to them the importance in today's market to be pre-approved, and then kick them back to me. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the most bang for buck. If I waited for everyone to be pre-approved and ready to use me before I referred them, I'm missing the boat. I am missing the boat. I would go into being a client of Luke's with Loans on Demand, and yes, I want ROI. If I'm spending $1,500 a month or $18,000 a year, I better close 6 loans, because 6 loans is $18,000 in commission. And honestly, I need to close more than that, because the $6,000, the $18,000 that I spent on ad spend, that was my post-tax money. So I actually had to earn 20% more than that in order to get the $18,000. So honestly, if I'm going into it and I'm spending that much money, at a minimum, I want to close at least 10 loans, because 10 loans is $30,000. So cool, I spent $18,000, I made 30, which even after taxes, I still ended up ahead. But here's the key. And then, by the way, that's my worst case. Here's the key. How many realtor relationships did I solidify throughout the year? Because although I may have only closed 10, I referred 30. I referred 30 people out to realtors. That could have been 10 brand new relationships. Because some of those referrals, I was rewarding agents that I have a great relationship with. Others, I was leveraging it to build a relationship. What is that now worth? Because again, a good agent's worth at least 2 to 3 closings a year. Let's just say they're worth 1.5. So I might not have actually closed that one particular lead that I generated through a consumer direct channel, but I leveraged a relationship with a realtor. That realtor is now worth 1.5 closings a year, every year for the next 10 years. That's 15. Now there's my ROI, but I have to understand it's a long play. This is not you'll spend $1,500 a month and you'll close a loan next month. Doesn't really work that way in this type of lead gen system. Maybe in others it does, but not this one. This is a long play. It takes incubation, right? You're going typically on Facebook and Instagram, maybe some Google, and you are attracting potential home buyers who need to be nurtured in hopes that in 3, 6, or 9 months, you have them to a position where you're ready to refer them to an agent, in hopes that in 3, 6, or 9 months, they're in a position where you have them pre-approved. Like, that's the end goal, and that's what people have to understand. If you're going to do it, yes, you need ROI, meaning I spent X dollars, I need X closings to pay for the ad spend, and it needs to be way more money than what you spent. But I think, based on my experiences and those of others, where the win is in being able to refer. So again, in my situation, if I closed 10 all year, it paid for itself. If I referred 30 potential home buyers, that was my big win. And then lastly, I'll share this, and I know that we're running long and have to cut this episode. I'll share this last bit. I'm not talking about when you buy leads from Lending Tree or Bank Rate. Okay, those leads, they're typically right now leads. They are typically like, yep, I want to refinance. Yep, what's your rate? Yep, let's go. That's not necessarily what we're talking about. You can do that. And there are systems and branches. Heck, 2 of my better branches that work with us, they specialize in that. In today's market, it's really freaking hard to make a living doing that. The market, the previous 10 years, lots of money to be made, and they had it dialed in. I mean, they had young, right out of college or right into being licensed, hammer out 100, 200 phone calls a day, transfer that person to a junior LO. Junior LO took the app, got that over to a team lead. The team lead checked the junior LO's work, negotiated the rate, locked it in, disclosed the loan, moved it to processing, moved on. For most of us that tune into shows like this, that's not what we're doing. We are trying to be self-sourced. We're trying to be professional, elite, white-collar financial sales professionals. That model works great. And by the way, some of our up-and-coming rising stars, they started as one of those dialers. That's how they earned their keep. That's how they impressed their boss. That's how they earned their opportunity to go from making 100, 200 dials a day to then becoming a junior LO, learning the business over about a year's time, taking applications and transferring those apps to a team lead. And then eventually they become a team lead. And eventually they may say, hey, look, I'm no longer working the purchase leads, meaning the leads that we purchased. I want to go out and become my own referral source. I want to be the man or the woman in charge. I want to hold the purse strings. And I recognize that I do that by going out and building my own book. So that's like a whole separate conversation when you are doing like lead gen that's more like buy today, call today, let us lock you in. Mm-hmm. The lead gen that I spent most of today's episode on was more of I want to organically generate leads by advertising directly to the consumer via like Facebook, Google, YouTube, or Instagram. Mm-hmm. And then understanding, yes, there's a cost behind that. When would it make sense? Why would it not make sense? It depends. Understand your options. Give it full thought. And recognize when and how you can incorporate this into your business. For some of you, it's going to be a never. Hey, that's awesome. I love knowing people do it. I love knowing people are successful doing it. I just don't think that's me. Or, wow, that sounds freaking awesome. Like that would really intrigue me and entice me. I want to circle back to that once I'm consistently closing 3 to 4 loans a month, or I'm already closing 3, 4 or more loans a month. I would love to dabble in this. I would love to deploy some resources and some money, and I want to add this new silo to my business mix. Hey, now you know. Any questions, John?
No, I ain't got no questions.
Awesome. Well, if y'all have questions, let me just tell you this. If y'all have questions, the best format to ask questions, because you can't ask questions on a recorded podcast. And John and I aren't ready to go all Dave Ramsey yet. With a 5-day-a-week, 3-hour show that offers call-in.
The hell?
I think our next step would be to figure out how to do one YouTube live
just one
episode a week. Mm-hmm. But Become a Premium Plus member at tloponline.com. Invest in yourself. Invest in your future success. It is the best dollar for dollar you could spend on your business.
Bar none.
Bar none. Like, I stand by that. I know what else is out there. And sure, there may be something better out there, but that better is going to cost you $30,000 for the year.
Yee.
We're talking $14.95 for the year.
Yep.
If you want to ask questions on how you can deploy these types of strategies, hop on the calls. They're twice a month and ask. Or you can go to the forum, to the online community. You can ask your questions there. Or you can wait. I'm sure sometime in the next 2 or 3 months, I'm going to have Luke on as a special guest
There you go.
for a TLOP exclusive. And I'll let Luke, like I'm going to have Eric Putt do, I'm going to have Luke further explain, maybe correct me where I was wrong, or go deeper where maybe I stayed surface level.
Good job.
But check us out over at tloponline.com. And lastly, because Nikki would kill me if I didn't say this, man, if y'all are too scared to pull the trigger on your self-betterment, your career advancement, and you first want to test drive it,
I want to dabble.
dude, she does demos every Wednesday and every Friday. So if you want, you can reach out to Nikki, Nikki, at tloponline.com and ask her to send you the link so you can register for a demo, and she will drive you through the website so you can see everything you're missing. Like, you can become a standard member, but standard members are going to be excluded from all of our premium content. If you want to see what that premium content looks like, reach out to Nikki. She'll take care of you. She'll hook you up for a demo. He's John Coleman. I'm Dustin Owen. That's all the time we have for you today, but we do look forward to catching you on the next episode. Peace.